I can't imagine why it's hard for you. What do you mean?
It's
What's
Blurple, my favorite deck.
versus your favorite person in the whole world?
Yeah, Birth versus my teammate and brother-in-law, and Joey. So it's tough. I will say, of all the players in this entire tournament, Joey has played against Blurple more than anyone else
Okay.
for a long time.
Yes. Yes.
I would probably Brian would be the only other one, but he's no longer here. So
yeah.
he should have some familiarity with this deck. But hey, everybody pilots it differently.
Yeah.
So just because he has familiarity, Jack may make choices that I would never make, and Joey may make choices that Jack's not ready for.
This is
right?
true. This is how life works. So yeah, so we are watching the cut here. So again, Jack is top seed.
Yep.
Which means Jack gets to decide to go first.
No die roll.
No die roll here. We had some nail biters of matches going on out there, by the way. One of the matches went to time, and it was just a crazy series of matches. We are so excited to be able to show you these. And I think, depending on timing, if we can squeeze in that second table, I'm sure these people would like to see the result.
Absolutely.
Of course, depends on who finishes first. I mean, there's certain things to consider.
It's a no matter what, you're gonna have pretty much Lorcana content for the next amount of time.
Yes.
There's not gonna, if there is a break, it's gonna be very, very short.
Correct.
Right, because we're gonna get this thing finished up.
Absolutely. All right, so we are seeing the decisions of a mulligan, and Joey is making some choices. Now, is Joey? You mentioned earlier that you hold the cards that you want to keep.
Yep.
Is Joey a card holder? Or is he a card putter downer?
Oh.
I
I think that's what he. I think he's probably getting rid of those. There's a lot of uninkables.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. I can talk about what Blurple wants to do on the play against Ruby Sapphire.
Sure. Let's hear it.
You want to try to set up your obviously ramp on 2.
Yeah.
The 1-drop ramp on 2, and then set up a Fox or a Goat, depending on if they have the item ramp into Flabbersham, so that you're able to banish that Flabbersham with only him drawing 2 cards. So he's not able to quest and get 4 cards total, right?
Yeah.
Because if he's able to quest, that's just a lot of value to come back from. If you can stop that from happening, it is massive, and it looks like Jack has a lot of that combo to get set up. Yes. I see a Goat, I see a 1-drop. Don't see an Elsa. You need the 5-drop Elsa. That's pretty much the only card he's missing.
Yeah.
To set that up to fight off Ruby Sapphire's start, right?
Yeah. Which I mean, you call it a start, but ultimately, what Ruby Sapphire is doing is just building up a inkwell the size of Atlantis.
Yep.
And just trying to improve upon their ability to do things significantly earlier. Now, of course, you've got Sapphire with Amethyst paired up with Jack's deck. And so they're going to be fighting to see who can win that race while also trying to win the draw race. And I would imagine, just theoretically here, I would imagine purple's better at that.
Yep.
Than red blue would be.
You kind of play a little bit of the attrition game because you want to get to a point where you're putting just so much pressure on the board it's hard for them to clear, and then you get Goat Bounce to get across the finish line.
Yeah. And we're seeing Jack with a common sequence. We're seeing Joey with a common opening sequence here of an ice block, having inked. Now we do see that Tipo is in Jack's hand. He's choosing the quest first.
I think I would consider. No, never mind. Because the inking is hard here.
Yeah, it is.
Just because the inking is hard, I wonder if you would banish the Chernobog. You lose that 1-drop that's questing.
Yeah.
But having to ink this Donald feels a little bad.
Here's the thing, though. Like, you're going up against Ruby Sapphire. I mean, what are the chances that you need that Chernobog to do anything other than to just get you more cards? So this might be the right time to do it.
The lore is important, right? Like, you want to get that lore, right?
Yeah.
Joey doesn't have an answer to it. Until maybe next turn he could possibly Sisu.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But at this point he doesn't. We have, I think, Goat, Genie, and Hades in hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
For Jack.
Yeah, we do, and we're seeing. Yeah. Okay, so they're keeping pace with their inkwell.
Yep.
They're both they're both equal. Meaning they both had a chance to boost their inkwell by 1.
Yep.
So still anybody's game here.
Jack playing Genie now.
Yep. Genie comes down first on Jack's side.
Yep.
All right, and we're seeing some decisions on Joey's side to be made.
Yeah, the Bell is essentially a dead card in this matchup most of the time.
Yeah.
So that'll probably be ink in the following turn. He had to ink both Donalds again because he kept that Chernobog.
He did.
If he would have banished it, he would have seen that Bell and been able to ink it earlier.
Yeah.
And then he'd have this Donald for the next turn, which would really accelerate his game plan.
It would, yeah. I
And
mean,
this is the thing now, right? Like we talked about that Elsa play with Goat out. He wasn't able to do that. And Joey knows that there's no Fox or Goat yet. So
yeah,
Flabbersham is free.
yeah,
He's gonna get, if he finds another item, Flabbersham's gonna draw him 4 cards. Which that is a huge, really hard for Blurple to come back after that.
it is, and it looks like Jack's thought process here is, well, let me go wide.
Yeah.
You know, so we've got 4 bodies on the board. We've got 4 characters down. You know, putting a pressure on Joey, which is what you want to do, which is what you want to see when you're going up against Ruby Sapphire. Maintain pressure while not depleting your hand too severely, and just get under while you can before that 7-turn ink, or before you see that potential Sisu play coming.
Yep.
In order to just where the board state changes drastically, and so that's what we're seeing
This
here.
is how far I'll go. This is not good for Jack. Okay, it's a brawl.
All right, so we see a brawl.
Brawling Genie is pretty fine.
It is, yeah. It's efficient. It is an efficient, the most efficient, I'd argue, way to get rid of that.
And now Jack doesn't really have an answer for Flabbersham still because he hasn't found a Fox. He has the Mim.
He does.
He's just trying to pressure the lore a little bit. So
He is.
drawing it, there's the Fox. That'll help.
It will. We do see a rabbit play to get to see more cards. We are seeing just the
So
persistent threats.
interesting.
Okay, talk to me.
Interesting, right? The fact that he quested with that rabbit instead of swinging into Flabbersham is kind of
Or
a
question
detriment.
the Diablo, you mean?
No, the rabbit.
Oh, the
before
rabbit.
he bounced it.
Oh,
He
before
could
he
have
bounced
swung
it,
that
yes.
rabbit into Flabbersham,
Okay.
dealing the 2 damage to Flabbersham, and then when he found the goat, bouncing it, or not the goat, I'm sorry, the fox. He could have
Yeah.
bounced the whatever
Yeah.
with the fox and actually banished the Flabbersham.
Yeah, so yeah, we talk about playing to your outs there, and I think that's a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be able to see it until the bounce. You have to just trust your odds and what you've built your deck to do. And I think that's a very good point. I mean, certainly the counter argument is, well, you know, I've got 40 some odd, 50 some odd cards I still got to go through.
Yep.
Like, what are the chances? And do you play the odds, which they say you do?
Yep.
You should play the odds.
Yep.
But conversely, do you play with the information you're aware of?
Well, I think Jack was mentioning to me that he's learning this matchup, right? This is a newer deck for him.
Yeah.
And I think this is the one that is probably the most intricate for Blurple to learn. I do think it's favored, especially with someone that's unfamiliar with the matchup. But that, him not being able to kill Flabbersham, again, this Flabbersham is drawn, I think, 6 cards now. That's really, really, really hard to come back from.
It is, yeah, it absolutely is.
And he's nothing on board at this point with only eight lore is rough as well.
And looking at the hand, there is a more than one number of foxes in hand. We do see the goat come down, which can certainly start that sequence, the just lore generation sequence. He's opting to continue to go white, so no foxes being used just yet.
Tipo,
do we use the Tipo is the question. Do you put yourself, you know, down to a hand size that might create a problem for you?
He did not.
He opted not to.
Yeah.
Yes, he opted not to. I mean, we're looking, and here's the thing: you're looking at Joey's side of the board. Joey's got 6 ink. We're entering into a very dangerous territory.
This is 8 cards for Flabbersham now.
Yeah. So Flaversham getting tons of value here.
But Jack is gaining some lore here. You want to get to like that 13, 14 range, and you could kind of just start go bouncing across the finish line.
Yeah.
Oh, hopefully not to see a Pirate's Life.
Correct.
But
yeah,
I do see it. I think I see a Pirate's Life in Joey's hand.
It appeared that I think I saw. I want to say it. I want to say it is potentially. We'll get
So
confirmation.
if Joey does take a turn to play like a shark, this turn, that would be some setup. But I do think Jack has the answer. But just in case, like that could kind of set up a play for him to kind of gain some momentum back on his side.
Yeah, absolutely. And the chat noticing the speed as well here. There's some fast play happening. Some people missing some things. And listen, when you play the game enough, you know what the cards do, and you sometimes move quick enough. We do have our judges out there who are keeping an eye on it. We're hoping that they can spot any of the misplays.
Jack's giving me carpal tunnel. Sorry.
Jack's giving me carpal tunnel. That's too funny. You all are crazy in the stream right now.
So the fact that Rabbit is gone and Genie is gone,
yeah,
Jack kind of doesn't have a lot of gas. Joey won't get rid of the goat at this point. It's too early, but the goat is gonna kind of become a problem with all these, these
Yeah, I was
bounces
gonna
he
say
has.
to say it's too early is interesting because I worry about getting value off of these things. Goat, rabbit, these are cards that they expand on their value, turn over turn over turn, and then mix in the potential for bounces. I would argue you got to get rid of that thing sooner than later. You
Yeah,
know,
and I mean I don't think he has an efficient way yet.
he
I think he
doesn't.
has a dragon,
And
but
look, there you are, just as quickly as we talked about it. We're at 14
yep,
lore with the goat still on the board.
he still can't kill Flaversham.
And Flaversham cannot go away. He is opting instead to stop the boy from growing by banishing Tipo. And we're seeing a strong board presence for Jack. We're seeing a significant lore advantage against Joey. Joey has what appears to be a good hand advantage against Jack. Can this culminate into the control that we expect to see from Ruby
No
Sapphire?
B preps though.
Interesting, yeah. So Joey's got to be just in dig mode, and he's got to be excited that Flaversham is just not had
He's
any
drawn all the
threats.
cards. It's just not the answers though.
Yeah. I mean,
Do you?
oh,
he did have the B
he
prep.
did
Okay,
have
I
it. He
missed
was
It's
hiding
been
it.
harder to
Joey,
see it.
why? We're friends here. Why are you hiding your Be Prepared?
So he draws one, he gains one.
He does.
And Jack does not have another goat in hand yet.
He doesn't. So this is where things get a little dicey. This is where the game turns potentially
Double Genie.
in Joey's favor.
Double Genie is pretty nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see. Jack was able to get to 15.
Terrace, I 100% agree with you. It plays around Sisu a little better. Sisu I think would have wiped that whole board except the fox. But having that goat in hand and just saving it for bounces is typically pretty good because you really only need one if you just keep bouncing it, especially being at 15 lore. But now Double Genie is still pretty good here. Knowing that Joey doesn't have that big Sisu yet, this is gonna be hard for Joey to come back here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is a good point here. I mean, we are just a couple of twists of cards, and not even twist of cards, just placement of cards down onto the table away.
Yeah.
Just a goat, snake, whatever the case may be. If we can get to those outs, then Jack can seal game one and breathe a little better going into game two. We do see still the Azurite C, so we're continuing to dig.
This is interesting.
Okay, tell me about that. Why?
I don't like the sale there.
Okay, why not?
So effectively didn't put any lore pressure on the board.
Okay.
He drew cards, which is fine, but he just kind of didn't put any pressure and he used his mim on a genie that didn't really do much. This gives Joey a turn to kind of just set up.
It does, and we are seeing that there are multiple genies in Jack's hand, so Jack could have opted to do so. Now, granted, it's Ruby Sapphire.
Yeah.
It also feels bad to put down single targets that can be plucked by a Ruby Sapphire.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, you're trying to play around Sisu, but if that's the case, then play something else to board that doesn't die to the Sisu. I don't like bouncing it because now you just kind of negatived yourself. And you want to save your mims for your Hades and your goats.
Yeah.
In this matchup specifically.
Okay, that's fair. I can see that perspective as well. And we're seeing that Flaversham. We're seeing a Taladon. Which creates a pretty interesting state. If an item is drawn by Joey, he gets to draw two. If a song is drawn by Joey, he can sing that song twice over, and just continue to rack up the advantage.
See, now is he going to go into the double genie play?
I'm seeing. I do see the Sisu. I do see the 8 drop Sisu.
So Meyer he happened to play a genie bounce genie, play sail.
Yeah.
So he didn't leap a genie out. And just left the Madam M on board.
Yeah, and so we're at 16 for Jack. Yep. So we're seeing
Joey's hand is massive, and honestly, Sisu is so big because it not only wipes the board on Jack's side, but it sets up to sing Pirate's Life. Okay, never mind. Now.
All right, so we're seeing a little bit of board manipulation happening on Jack's side. I
don't hate this, but. It's so much slower. It's just so much slower. He's trying to play around the big Sisu. He's putting Joey on having big Sisu, so he's playing all these cards that don't die to big Sisu.
Yeah.
And leaving the genies, but the genies aren't doing anything for him. They're drawing a card, but that 2 lore is not a rabbit.
Correct.
Right? Rabbit, you'd be getting all this value back, which is a little better. You're kind of just refilling. He is digging for goats for sure.
He 100% is. And so maybe for that reason alone, it may be valuable. You know, we're at a very early stage for Joey's lore count, so I kind of see the perspective of, hey, let's drop these genies, let's draw more cards, potentially see some goats. We know that, you know, Jack is using the bounce cards that he's been valuing this entire tournament to present some kind of a threat against the Big C. So when he could be saving those potentially for a goat and win the game.
See, I think Joey. Oh, all right. I don't mind that.
All right, and we see the Pirate's Life.
I was gonna say I almost would have gone Tamatoa there to grab a Vitalisphere to set up a shark play.
Yeah.
But this still a pretty good line as well. He's starting to kind of shift it to where he has an he's gonna start questing.
Yeah, yeah. Joe, you get a sense here in the air. Joey is at a spot where stabilization is near. It's not board is not fully stabilized. You've got you've got check on the board on Jack's side.
Yep.
Joey has to deal with that. You can't go to the next turn without losing. Therefore, we got to deal with that. And so
He still has a brawl in hand.
he does still have brawl in hand. And as our chat has noticed, that would be fourth in the game that has been seen. I don't worry, I noticed that too.
Yeah.
You know, but when you draw as much as Ruby Sapphire does, I mean, it's a matter of time before you get to draw a number of cards where four of them are brawls.
Yep. So he has to probably brawl the genie, swing the Maleficent into the Mim.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Snake open. You have to choose some option to remove, because if he can't deal with the board of characters that are standing, and so he puts down now, he should have
shark.
Okay, let's see.
Visions.
That's a bold
Now he
move,
just
Joey. Let's see.
loses. He's putting him on not having goat, I guess.
Potentially, or hoping that he can get there. Maybe I think that Joey might be having him.
Oh, he hasn't inked
chasing
yet.
it.
He hasn't inked yet, so he
Yes.
still has ink and. Oh,
Correct,
okay.
yes.
All right. Never mind. I was thinking like that put him out of brawl, but no, he still hasn't inked.
Yes, he has not inked yet. And so he
has a sphere in the graveyard.
He does.
If he did find a sphere right here, oh my god.
Yeah.
That would probably end the game, right? Because he could grab the sphere, use it, the shark would swing into Maui, and then Maleficent sings Pirate's Life, and kind of puts him out of range. At that point, let's see what he finds.
Yeah. We're being asked what the characters are on the mat.
He
on
did.
both
He
sides.
he added the one for the vision,
He did.
and then so he probably didn't find it. He's just gonna brawl. Yeah.
All right, so we're at 15-10 right now. Jack still has Hades, has Snake.
Now I wonder if you. Yeah, I was gonna say, do you value getting the 2 lore here to put yourself on?
Oh, okay. So
I didn't see that.
Wow,
draw.
that we just went equal. Lucky number 13 for both players. We went from what was effectively a checkmate
Yep.
to what is barely maybe a dirty 3-turn clock.
Yep. So here's the thing. We talked about all the Mim bouncing. We Mim bounced genies, right?
Yes.
So genie is just not a great target for us to be bouncing. So you need it for your Hades.
Correct.
And now he doesn't. I think he may have one more Mim bounce for this Hades to protect it.
He does, yeah. Oh, and he chose instead to bring back the what was it?
Yeah, I think it was a Donald.
That was the Donald he chose to bring back. Correct. All right.
I mean, this isn't another Visions.
All right. Yeah. So we're looking for 5. We're
The
digging
Be Prepared.
through.
He found the Be Prepared. Yeah, Terrace, I think you're right about that. If he would have bounced the goat instead of, I think he bounced a rabbit at that point, that would have been.
And in
probably
Joey's
6
hand,
lore.
we see 2 Sisus, we see the Flowersham, we see a Sail. Oh wait, I'm sorry. So these are the 5 options that he's looking at for Vision.
I think it has to be B Prep.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. What
I don't know though. I don't know because he's so close on.
Does he win without
turning?
Does he win without creating a situation where he can pressure the board again, without Jack being so close to this? I mean, Jack's got 2 characters down.
But we know that Jack doesn't have a goat.
We know that.
I mean, Joey has to know that too.
Joey has to. Yeah, Joey
With
has to
all
make
the
an
men
assumption.
bouncing, if he had goat, he would have been bouncing goat instead of
100%.
genie.
Yes. Yes.
But he's one top deck away, right?
Correct.
I believe Jack was at 15 lore, and I think he's presenting 3 on board right now. No, 4 on board. I mean, do
Absolutely.
you just play Big Sisu and quest and make him have goat bounce?
And put him on it, and put him
Yeah.
on drawing into it, because even at this point, Jack is at a state with his ink. He could play the genie, potentially draw the goat, and then bounce it, assuming he had a bounce to do that
I
with.
really think that him bouncing that Donald instead of the Hades was a misplay.
Yeah, it's looking as though it's not what I would have done, and it might come back to bite him. So we see
Okay, so
that
we sail for one more.
Yep, look, still digging. Joey's still digging.
I don't think you have to be prep here. I really don't. I think you can play Big Sisu, Quest Maleficent, and you win the following turn.
In which there was a choice. Was that a singing of the B prep? Is that what I just saw?
Yeah, he sung it to be able to.
So that
this
he
is
could,
this
yes.
is fine too.
Okay, yes. Which is good, right? So we're singing that B prep, which gives that ink freedom to pressure the board. So that was I do like that play a lot. I'm actually a big fan of that play.
Yeah. Do you think it's too greedy to quest out there and play Big Sisu? He'd be at 18,
I
and
think
Joey would have 16 lore with Big Sisu and Maleficent out.
how many cards are we talking that Joey's got? Joey's got. I'm trying to put myself in the perspective of the players, right? Because
Yeah, it would have to be literally goat bounce to win.
Yes, you're right. I mean,
And him not having either of those because he, I mean, again, he didn't. Maybe you're worried about another Hades.
yeah.
Because he didn't bounce it. That could be a tell.
It could be. Now we're seeing from the hand. I do believe I just saw was that the big? Yeah, I see Spirit of Winter. I see Fifth Spirit in the hand as well. So there is the ability for Jack to force that Sisu sideways, sacrifice some of his characters to deal with that Sisu. But is that the right answer, or do you race? Because if Joey taps that character sideways, he goes to 17.
Yep.
Assuming he doesn't have a half shark.
He's drawn so many cards with Flaversham.
Yeah, that is insane, the value he's gotten on Flaversham this game. The MVP Flaversham for Joey for sure in game one.
He inked both Tamatos.
So we are now up to double Sisus.
But
with
you mentioned
more than
seeing
enough.
Big Elsa here.
Yeah, Big Elsa can shift the dynamic here.
Elsa over Donald.
Which he has absolutely. So we have two frozen Sisus.
It's a great point. I don't know if he didn't draw the genie.
Yeah.
The Big Elsa.
Correct.
Did he play it after playing Donald?
Did he play?
I'm not sure if he sequenced that way, but he could have set the brawl up.
Yeah.
Or not the brawl. I'm sorry. The 5 costs Elsa up for shift to win the following turn.
Yeah, he could have. He absolutely could have. He might have been delayed.
But it would have been banished anyways by the Sisu.
Yes, it could have been. Now we are in a spot here where if Jack can keep that Spirit of Winter alive, he wins the game.
Yeah, but see that.
Now he's brought out the Fox. The Fox does have rush. The Fox has the ability to trade.
Thinking about if he's going to.
Yeah, he wonders if he can or if he needs that body for some reason.
Yeah, I don't. I think he's overvaluing.
And he's choosing not to attack the Sisu.
He's overvaluing the Donald though.
Yeah.
I mean, the Elsa is obviously lethal, right? But if Joey has Maldragon, then I think Jack just loses.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right on that. I mean, we'll see. We've got come on, let's see if Joey will tilt the hand a little bit for us. Come on,
he does have Maldragon.
He does have Maleficent Dragon. He has the smaller Sisu.
He's
he
got
has
2
half shark.
Maldragons.
Yeah, and he has a half shark in there as well.
Yeah, not bouncing Elsa, I think
That might have
costed him the game.
That certainly costed him the game. So we're kind of watching the tailspin.
Can't draw. Oh, he can draw sail into friends into go bounce. Big Elsa, but that's not going to be enough.
That's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough yet because just any 2 characters he chooses is more than enough to still win the game. And I think Jack may be realizing this. He's gonna look through his outs though. He's counting out his ink, seeing what is available to him. So before he lays this down, he wants to make sure that he thinks about every possible out. You'll notice that Jack has slowed down his hand motions.
Yeah.
He is absolutely thinking about every single card and what it can do for him.
He's stuck at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, well, freezes with.
So he freezes the Sisu.
He can banish that.
Yeah.
Mim can banish one of the Sisus, and he can freeze. But we know he has that last Maleficent Dragon.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. All right. So we're seeing some attempt at a board
So he
control.
also could have froze.
All right.
Oh man, maybe he can.
If he can Maui Shark and play 2 actions, he wins the game here.
It's one action.
I'm sorry.
Maui Shark one
Thank
action.
you. Yes, my apologies. Yes, because of the Flaversham, you're correct.
But we knew he had that, so
Yeah.
it's just I don't think he has an action.
Yeah, and no way to continue drawing at this point. No items to dig for it. However, speaking of digging, Jack is going to go ahead and play Friends on the other side.
I think since he was shifting Big Elsa, I wonder if he could have shifted it to banish the other big Sisu.
Yes. I wonder.
No, doesn't get rushed, right?
Which one?
The 5. No, it doesn't.
No, it does
over.
not get rushed. No,
right.
it doesn't transfer over.
It doesn't work that way. You think I would know that?
No, I think it doesn't it. If you
5 cost Elsa and you shift, it doesn't give.
Oh no, correct. Yeah, the effect has to come from something outside of the card itself. Yeah, the effect. So like a Vitalisphere would, but not the card itself having it.
I mean, Joey drawing again. It was like I said in Blurple, you have to set up that play to banish Flaversham the turn he's played. If you don't do that, it becomes very hard. And Joey proved it. Joey drew 8 or 10 cards on that first Flaversham. So yeah, it's pretty rough.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're getting another great view here of the 2 tables that are still going.
Yeah, so it looks like 10-3. I'm gonna guess that this is game 2. Or it could be game 1 against Ruby Amethyst against Ruby Sapphire. It could be grindy.
It can be, but
And Jack does kind of play at the speed of lights. This is probably game 1.
potential, but 3 lore. Oh my goodness, on game 1.
Yeah.
And, we have to imagine with the amount of ink that's currently on Jonathan's board, what's going on there. So it'd be interesting to see where they're at. It'll be cool to see if we can see both games.
Casey won game 1. So this is game 2 on the right.
Oh, nice. Okay, thank you for that, production team. All right, yeah, so they are in fact on game 2. All right, so yeah, we're watching kind of what's happening. Both tables are currently surrounded by people who are waiting to see the results of this. Just so many people excited to watch how this will ultimately end and see after today. Really, like, how does the meta shift?
Yeah.
As a result of this tournament.
Yep. Absolutely. I think I'd imagine that most LCQ players have probably got their deck selected at this point. There may be a couple flex spots that there's some wiggle room, if you will. But to see some decks perform here, that might change some things. But
you know what? But I'm hoping that everybody changes their mind and everybody plays Blurple. That's what I want.
I don't want that.
But I really want that though. I feel like it would be a great LCQ to watch. I'd watch every stream. I'd be stoked.
Well, you don't get any streams for LCQ actually.
Well, then I'm upset.
Yeah,
and so I really want everybody to play Blurple.
Yeah.
And then just protest until we get streams.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to see exactly what's going on here. I can't see Casey's cards. They're so blinged out that I cannot see.
Yes, the foils
are unreal.
Yeah, we love it. We love it. Oh my goodness, we love that. But yeah, we do see Lucky Dime on the table. We do see on Jonathan's side of the table, we've got a bit of a brawl situation. We've got Medusa down as well. So yeah,
I mean, it looks like Jonathan has a really low hand size.
Yeah.
And it kind of looks like Casey has a substantial hand size.
It does, yes.
And if that's the case, I mean, even Lucky Dime is. I want to say Jonathan has 1 card in hand.
Yeah, I mean, it's significantly more ink than that for sure. And it looks like there's a Madam M Snake for Casey, by the way.
That's a Maui to banish the Medusa there.
Yeah.
I cannot see what the other card is. It's too blinged out.
Yeah, that's fine. But it looks like we're getting geared up, and Table 1 is getting ready to start up. We do see that there is... Yeah, so Table 1 is getting fired up as well as they jump back into that. So we're looking at...
I wouldn't mind getting the end. I don't know if we can switch it back. I don't know how hard it is to see just the end of Jonathan's game while these guys get set up. But maybe we'll just stick with this one.
I mean, yeah, we can go either way. We'll play by ear.
Keep it here. I think this is what production has set up with the names and stuff, so it's easiest for them, which we like easy. We can switch over to it after too.
Yeah, we can. We absolutely do. Listen,
here we go. Look at these guys, man.
Production team, round of applause. We love you.
It's still a little hard to see the top there. I think they said it's a Mim Snake.
It is. For it's a Mim Snake, and that is an enchanted. Maui on the left there. We do see.
Oh, that's a big crab, a very shiny crab.
Yes. I mean, it's we've seen shinier crabs today, but it's still pretty darn shiny.
Yeah.
We've got ice block. We've got a popsicle stuck to its shell, and we've got a lucky dime somewhere on that shell as well.
Yeah.
Yep. And so
Crab, and it looks like there's another one in Jonathan's hand as well.
there is that Maui apparently took out that mana.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a Tremaine.
Ladies in chairs.
Yeah.
We got Lady Tremaine.
Wow. Is this matchup as bad as it used to be for Ruby Sapphire? Because Ruby Amethyst was like the Ruby Sapphire answer, right?
So it got better, right? So the during last set, it got better. The red purple became kind of an answer to blue red for a bit there. I think with the half shark is still a bit of a variable.
Yep.
And again we talk about the differences. Is it burn? Is it a burn version of Ruby Amethyst? Is it like the traditional bounce package? So it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell really the differences. There are enough variances that it can make a difference here though.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear from the chat. Like, what are for those of you that have had a chance to test it? Let us know. Like, what's your experiences with that? Is Red Blue still having the game of its life against Ruby Amethyst, or does Ruby Amethyst kind of laugh at it a little bit here?
Okay, so bounce for Casey is huge here.
Yeah, that ink, or I'm sorry, not the ink, the lore total really that gap has bridged tremendously. We are at, and we're now.
If he has the bounce, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure this is just that's it. That's probably a scoop for Jonathan here, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I mean, we'd have to see what else is in
It's not a
Jonathan's hand.
snake, it's a fox on the top there.
Yeah, it's a fox. That is a fox.
And this is lethal on board.
This is, in fact, yeah. So we're seeing, so we're seeing Jonathan take his turn. 4 items down.
Yeah, I mean, that was 2 crabs in a row. So
Yeah.
the fact to find another crab would be insane.
It would be.
It has to be prepared. Medusa does buy him a turn. Right, because he can Medusa the Tremaine.
Yeah. All right. He's counting out the number of ink. That number.
Is 8, so he can
Is
play
8.
Medusa and use Dime.
He can.
Go to 15.
Yes.
Casey would have to be on Goat Bounce to win, I think.
Yes. Yeah. We've got Maui, who's got no lore. Yeah. We've got Lady Tremaine. Oh, okay. Medusa sticks Medusa to the board, which sends away
Tremaine. Yep.
All right.
A Pirate's Life would be sick
That would be, yes.
if he finds that the following turn.
Oh, my
assuming that
So requesting for we're using the lucky dime to collect the lore of Madame Medusa. All right, and Jonathan is thinking about the play here.
I think he's deciding when he's going to ink.
Yes.
Yeah, and Maui's kind of dead card there.
All right.
Love to see Casey's hand here.
Oh,
he
man.
has a fistful.
He does. So many cards in hand right now. So many answers. And yeah, John is not out of this.
He has ways to win.
Yeah, John is not out of this at all. There is ways to get out of this.
I'm pretty sure if Casey doesn't win this turn, I think he's in trouble.
I do see
it's just a sail and a Sisu.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's the visitor Sisu as well as the sail. So that's not fantastic.
Like if Casey has brawl, I think that this game's over. Obviously, Go Pants, the game is actually over.
Yeah.
Medusa also kind of ends the game. So you can quest with Medusa, go to 16. Even Big Sisu Dime doesn't end it. He has to be prep at this point, I believe.
Yeah. We
got like a little bit of reverse ink going on here. I think he starts with it exerted.
Yes, it's a little bizarro world here, John. But I think you're right though. I think best case scenario is you get
and draws one off of the sail. I didn't see what it was.
It is a Tala. I think
he has just enough for be prepared here.
All right, let's see. We've got. Oh wait.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, he doesn't.
He did sail, so he could ink again.
But I don't think he's inked yet. I don't think he has an inkable. He has Sisu and I don't think he has an inkable.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah. We do see Popsicle as one of the options available.
Actually, I don't know what his last card is.
Yeah, I don't know.
It could be an inkable.
I don't think we saw all the cards. I know I saw the top 2. I'm not entirely sure of the total number of cards in hand. But we do see Popsicle as an option for Tala.
Is it Popsicle in Pirate's Life? Is that the other card?
Oof.
Because Pirates Life, Medusa can straight up sing,
She can.
but I think Jonathan's still dead on board. Because the
Yes.
genie.
Yes, correct.
So that doesn't do quite enough.
No.
It's really close though.
Yeah, I
Puts him
mean,
to 17.
we are. Oh, Jonathan opting.
17, and then
Yeah, so Jonathan put the popsicle back to the bottom
ice
of the deck.
block. You could ice block to banish genie with Sisu, sing a Pirate's Life. I'm pretty sure that's what that was.
Yeah, it'll be interesting
Ice
to
block
see.
genie into little
Okay.
Sisu.
All right, where are we at in terms of? I think it's
And then
still
sing Pirate's Life. That is Pirate's
Yeah,
Life.
it looks like Pirate's Life.
Yeah.
Yes, it is in fact Pirate's Life. Yep, it is. So gain 2, lose 2, and again they switch places as to who's in the lead. All right.
And that gains him 1 more lore.
Yes, it does.
So it has to
Lucky
be
dime.
prepared now for. I mean, our goat, 1 goat ends it without a bounce. I'm assuming if he had it, he would just show it, right?
Right. Yeah. I would. I mean,
Is this Elsa? Spirit Winner? He just tapped 8.
it could be that. It could
gotta
be
be Spirit
Tamatoa. No, I'm sorry. Wrong deck. Yeah, it's got to be Spirit. And I believe if I remember correctly, I want to say we've seen one from Casey already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
we saw.
definitely
Yeah, we
plays at
saw
least
one. Yeah, we know because he surprised Jack with that
Yep.
thing. Yeah.
I mean, Elsa freezes the other 2, and then Maui finishes Medusa off, which
Yeah.
still would get him the win
Correct.
if he doesn't find a 2-quester. It's Maldragon, or Big Sisu.
Yeah.
Or Tamatoa, which I don't know if he has any more Tamatoas.
Yeah, Casey really considering the options available. Readying for the turn.
That's important.
Yeah, you might want to do that. You need those things. Yeah, Alex in the chat saying it was not topped.
I think he did tap. Well, I'm not sure. He just doesn't untap. You're right. But he kind of stood it up. It's like sideways. It's like a 30-degree angle.
Yeah. He sort of untapped it.
Yeah, he shifted it around a little bit, rubbed it a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah, it's like a genie.
All right,
in the
now
lamp.
I think we're on 6. Nope, we're back on. I have no idea. No idea. I'm gonna stop guessing.
There's so many options. So many play lines that are being considered.
Oh, it's gonna be prepared.
Oh, all right. So we are. Yeah, we've turned character sideways, and it is in fact a be prepared. So the question is, can Jonathan get a 2 lore character to turn sideways with a lucky dime and win the game?
If it was Elsa, I cannot see what that is. It looks like Magic Room, but it looked like he tapped 2. My first guess is Magic Room, but I'm not sure.
All right, so we do see how far I'll go.
And
It was a magic room, yeah. So that
Okay.
is in fact a magic room.
Oh, I see it a little better now.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. All right. And how far I'll go. A Tipo. Oh goodness. So couldn't get a 2-drop, but with a let it go. Okay.
Wow, it's goat or bust.
So
Army Brawl.
will Tipo win this game?
Oh my goodness.
Will Tipo win this game?
Any character at this point.
Will it be
Jonathan.
Tipo? Oh my goodness. Let's see what happens here. We see Elsa. Okay, so it won't be Tipo.
Okay, this tapping is pretty absurd.
Goodness.
I don't think I could keep track of this.
Hey, listen, it's not official till they put the card down and they declare it, okay? So give him a break. It's all right.
So what? I don't understand. What did he use to pay for Elsa?
5?
Yeah, but which 5?
All of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, there you go. So he
Okay.
was preemptively playing Bell.
Oh, he hits the tall off the top to get the 1 lore.
Wow,
GG.
there you go. All right, so Jonathan is able to cinch that game. That was something.
All right, here we are back to red blue, and the Blurple match for Jack and Joey here.
Yes.
Joey did get game 1, so he's on the draw again against Jack.
And did I just see 3 goats in Jack's hand?
I think I saw 2.
Are you kidding me? Right?
Oh,
there's
there's
3
3.
goats
Oh my
in Jack's
goodness.
hand. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, there's 1 on the table.
But I mean, Joey's going to 14 here.
He is, but I mean, look at Jack's lore count. Jack can get both of the other goats down, can start to create some weird situations there for him. Holy moly! Okay, so let's see. Joey's putting down a Flaversham.
Yeah, so he minus the rabbit off of that. Another big Sisu.
Yeah, and just Jack is staring down the barrel of 2 goats.
Staring down the
There you
wow. Yeah, ice block into Sisu. Good sequencing there.
That is, yeah, there you go. It looks like somebody taught him well.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy.
Another
proud of
ice
you.
block. And then you just quest and go to 14, which I believe was the other Sisu in hand that we saw.
Yes.
Jack has to swing that goat into the sea. Oh, don't tell me Joey's not going to quest. Okay.
Yeah, okay, there you go. So he's up to 14. He says, do something. And so Jack now, therefore, must do something.
Yeah, so that was only game 2.
Yes.
And Casey won the first one, so those guys are going to game 3.
Correct.
So after this game finishes, we'll go back to them for their game 3.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be fun to see. And again, thank you to our production staff for making all of the magic happen in the background.
This is awesome having 2 streams to go to.
Yeah,
2 different matches.
Yeah.
You just go double goat here.
I mean, well, hold on. What else are we rocking in the hand? I see a Hades in hand.
Hades is pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, and
Ooh.
so that's what he chose. Is that going to be a mistake?
Yeah, because now he doesn't know that he has the big Sisu, right?
Yeah.
But the ice block's out, so shift big Sisu, quest to 17.
Yeah,
That's rough.
That is the best board wipe ever. That's about to happen.
Unless he has a fox. I can't see the last cards there.
Yeah.
But if he can bounce that Hades up back in the hand, no, he doesn't.
No,
It's
he
just
doesn't.
2
It's a
goats and
Donald and 2 Donald and 2 goats. I do think that with the information we have, the better play there would have been those 2 goats. But hey, like that's the beauty of us being able to kind of get this bird's eye view, isn't it?
Yep, absolutely. I do wonder if you don't shift the Sisu here.
I don't know if I don't think I would. I think I value the body.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to see more of what Joey has in his hand to obviously play the ink out as appropriately as possible.
Another Flabber? No, that's not a Flabbersham. If it is another Flabbersham, then he definitely shifts the Sisu.
Well, yeah, certainly. Now, are those the 2 cards on the right? Is that
Looks
2?
like Mal Dragons.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It looks like 2 dragons, 2 Maleficents here.
I think it was a Flabbersham.
Okay, so we do shift. We
Oh
quest
no,
those
must
3.
not have been. He just passed.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Wow, Fox is so good here.
And Joey is okay.
Fox is so good here.
Yeah, yeah. This is exactly what he needed. So now we see.
That's a punish for sure. Because if he doesn't do that and just quest with the Sisu.
Correct.
But Mal Dragon is still really good as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's single target, banish any chosen character. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. You know what though? Half Shark isn't bad either, especially when you start netting lore.
Yep.
And
this is gonna put him on having Hades or
it
pretty
is
much losing.
I see what appears to be. Is that what character? I'm trying to see what cards those are.
I can't see them either.
I could have.
Pretty sure Joey's last 2 cards. It looks like a Mal Dragon. Another How Far I'll Go.
Okay. Well, How Far I'll Go is another lore for him if he's able to get that off.
To try to play around the Elsa.
Yeah.
Because Elsa exerting is something you want to be ready for.
You do.
I think Jack is just.
No,
dead.
yeah.
Jack's just dead.
Yeah, I mean that's morbid, but you're not wrong. And so we tap that. We see the goat. We are questing with a goat for 15, and
Nice.
Jack recognizes that the game is over. I am sorry,
Real
folks.
recognizes real.
Real recognizes real. The run of the great Jack.
Freedom
and
Gaming, baby.
The Ruby.
I gotta say, Freedom Gaming.
No, this. This guy. All right, I'll give you one of those.
Yeah,
all right, I'll give
yeah.
you one of those.
No, shout outs to Jack though, not